Changes in the U.S. tax law will affect what kind of returns U.S. consumers will see next year, as well as how businesses will conduct their affairs. I'm joined this morning by Peter VanderWoude. He's president of Equus Advisors, accounting and tax professionals in downtown Cortland. Peter, how are these changes in the U.S. tax law going to affect Americans as they prepare for their tax returns in a few months?
The biggest changes is with regard to the standard deduction and personal exemptions that most everybody will see. Personal exemptions that were worth around $4,000 for the last few years are gone. Standard deductions are higher, nearly double what they were before. So most people who may have itemized in the past, itemizing is when you can take deductions above the standard deduction. Most people, though, this year will use the standard deduction for federal return. One of the things that was in place with New York State is that if you itemized on the federal return on the federal in the past, you could itemize in New York State. If you took the standard deduction on the federal return in the past, you had to use standard deduction with New York State. Today, during this year, New York State decoupled from the federal tax law. So now, if you are taking the standard deduction for federal, you can still itemize if you have enough deductions on New York State. And that means a lot to people who have high state withholdings, income tax withholdings on their wages, and with high property taxes. Because on the federal government side, you're limited to $10,000 of combined property taxes and state income taxes. So that's the major change that most taxpayers will see this year.
Mm-hmm. Now, another issue that's very important, you're dealing with taxes, you're dealing with a lot of sensitive information, so obviously cybersecurity comes into play. What kind of tools and technology are out there to help make sure that consumers' information is secure?
Well, in the past, taxpayers would just sometimes send us copies of their documents through email. Well, email is not secure. It's like leaving your back door open for anybody to come in. Emails bounce all over the world through servers all over the world. And most people kind of have a phone system mentality with regard to email. They think it's direct. It is not. So what we've incorporated in the past year is an application to do secure communications and secure exchange of files, of documents. We call it Lisio. It's available via our website. We invite you to it. You accept, and then we take our communications completely off email. We only use email, for something that's not personal. So we'd like to do our communications through this application called Lisio. It uses the same encryption that banks use. It's doubly encrypted. So you can feel very secure that your information will never be compromised through that application. Now, not all accounting firms use something like this. We've made the investment to do it, and it is available, and we're going to request our clients use that almost entirely this year.
Mm-hmm. And for more information, Peter VanderWoude writes regularly about tax law and accounting issues on your website.
I do. The latest blog article on the website, and the website is, the website is equuscpa.com, EQUUSCPA.com, and on the website is a blog that I write articles at least monthly. And the latest article had to do with tax tips for New Yorkers, some of which I just mentioned with regard to itemizing on New York. Blog article before that had to do with business owner tax tips for year end. And you're welcome to go to equuscpa.com and go to the blog up in the upper menu in the upper part of the webpage and check out the articles that I've written there.
Peter VanderWoude, president of Equus Advisors, accounting and tax professionals in downtown Cortland. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Peter.